After getting rejected by traditional media, Andrew Schulz, Akaash Singh, Mark Gagnon, and AlexxMedia bet all in on themselves. What started as a sports podcast, appearing to be filmed in a broom closet, has since exploded into one of the game's biggest and most culturally relevant podcasts. But how these underdogs beat the system is just one part of the story. Now that they're on top, is it all downhill from here?
How do I want to process my time here? And I think that's what I'm thinking about. It's very likely I'll get to like a dollar amount where I might stop everything.
This all started way back in 2008 when Akaash and Andrew met at a very glamorous gig in New York.
He's one of the first guys I met. We were both doing this hood room in Brooklyn, and the show got canceled. And I remember back then, I didn't know like the skinny jeans was like fashion. So I was like, look at this dork coming up here in skinny jeans and a mohawk. And then I was like, but he's doing a hood room in Brooklyn. He can't be like a dork for real. So we shook hands, and then he asked me if I wanted to ride back to the show, because the show got canceled, ride back to the city, to Manhattan. And he was in a minivan, which was also so funny. He and I like not only had the same taste in comedy, we thought on a very similar wavelength. And then bits, we wanted to do comedy the same way.
And their raw style of comedy is what makes Flagrant so popular. When everyone else was being PC, Flagrant was the only voice fighting against all that woke culture.
In a time where it was literally the most political correctness in history, we carved out a lane of flagrancy that did not exist anywhere else.
The secret to their success boils down to one thing.
But the main thing was we need to put the friendship over the podcast.
And this camaraderie may seem obvious at first, but it's something they had to learn the hard way. Before Flagrant, the show was called Flagrant 2, No Easy Buckets, and it was not easy. At the time, they had a co-host named Kaz, but
you have an amazing ability. I have to give this up to you. You have an absolutely uncanny ability to show up the exact amount of time late every episode.
I'm here right now with Akaash Singh. Is Kaz here? No, of course Kaz isn't here. Why would he show up to an episode?
The episode's out a little bit late today.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Kaz's fault.
Yeah, it's my bad, guys.
But here's the thing.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
So with Kaz cast away, the show evolves to Andrew Schultz's Flagrant with Akaash Singh. And this is where the squad really shines. But first, how did Mark and Alex get here? Enter Mark Gagnon.
My plan is that I was gonna be like, hey, can I sell some merch? I'd do some social media, and then let me open for you, and we call it even. He was like, all right. It never was gonna work.
After hosting a comedy show for Schulz in Orlando, he got invited up to New York to join the squad. And Mark's first appearance on Flagrant will forever stick in your mind.
All right, y'all know Mark, very funny, young comic. Let's bring him on tour. He's in New York. He was couch surfing a little bit. I'm like, yo, I'm out of town. You know what I mean? Why don't you stay at my place, dog? You got my place. I come back from my little vacay. You know what I mean? I go to take my shower this morning before I come here Flagrant 2. What do I see on the bottom of the shower? Not pubes. Come.
Oh, God.
And they've been stuck together ever since. And in true Flagrant fashion, AlexxMedia is at the back of the list. We're having fun. Huh?
I got lucky that Andrew took a chance on me. And this was, I don't know, not too many people know of this story, but so Alex is not my real name. It's just a name I go by because I was in law enforcement at the time. And so I didn't want those two worlds colliding. The name I picked, Alex Anderson, was a comic that Andrew knew. And so for the first 2 weeks we were talking on DM, he thought he was talking to his friend.
But there is more at play than just a lucky DM. AlexxMedia's work ethic is next level.
He used to make fun of me because it's like I have a Tesla and I would have the Tesla drive itself, and I'm editing on the wheel because it's like, nah, I'm turning this shit around right now and I'm gonna get this clip back to you like ASAP.
And Alex grinded like this for years while balancing his day job, until one day, Andrew made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Dude, Al quit his job. Let's do a little round of applause, some clap for Al. Basically, I had a conversation with Al, and I've been talking to you about this, Akaash. And I said to Alex, this is what I want to do, and I need a guy who's gonna be rocking with me on this 100%. I can't work around your job. Do you want to do it? Do you want to take the risk?
And the Flagrant fam was born. But what makes them the Avengers of comedy is what most people don't know about them. Before Flagrant, Mark had years of experience working with a media company and also producing his own content, getting millions of views. There's honestly not that much info about him out there, but you can get a good taste of his media expertise by checking out his YouTube channel, Camp Gagnon. AlexxMedia owns WTF Media Studios that produces content for some of the biggest podcasts in the game. And Akaash sacrificed everything for this podcast, at one time almost going homeless.
We're incredibly committed to this podcast. Akaash went homeless for this podcast. He literally gave everything.
Akaash has also been willing to put in the work building his own stand-up fan base, following the Schulz social media model of releasing his own clips and specials and now selling out tours. Even behind the scenes, their editor Shifty DM'd Schulz and then moved to New York City with $25. Oh, and fun fact, this guy's name is Dov. He's Andrew's manager and producing partner, who also just so happens to be his first friend from college. So when I say Flagrant fam, that is exactly what they are. Flagrant is a crew of creators willing to do whatever it takes to create their own success. And this is the blueprint comedians are now following. Like Matt Rife, who followed Schultz's formula and crashed Ticketmaster. And just for you, I made a video about it right there. Go on and click it. Click, click, click.